OnSight.
Once again, OnSight Podcast, OnSight Media Group, More Smoke. Are we over? Why are you on your phone right now, man?
My bad.
Nah, you good. But you had your phone because we gonna do some music reviews.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so make sure you got that pulled up. As always, you know it's your boy M. Trail,
Your boy Dominic Cash.
Jonathan Kinte.
and we finna bring y'all.
No, yay.
I mean, it's
Oh, he hit him with the Jonathan Kinte,
He
yeah.
said his name this week.
Yeah, he said his name this week.
Usually he
Okay.
just be like,
I
"Yay."
told y'all when we walked in, he was feeling good. Listen, my dude came in singing. I have never heard Ye sing. I've known this man for probably 10, 15 years. I have never heard him sing. And he came in harmonizing like Jodeci today. I was like, yeah, you feeling good? He must got a date later on. I'm going to leave him alone, though. But what's good? What we talking about this week, y'all?
Yeah, I think we was discussing earlier, are we over the beef yet?
I'm over it.
I'm very over it. Like,
I am definitely over it.
I'm ready to move over. I mean, people's attention spans ain't that long for to keep going back and forth.
That too.
You know. But I think Kendrick is a person, once you get him started, it's hard to get him to stop.
He a pit bull. He locked in.
Right. So I don't think he's done yet.
I think Cash had an interesting perspective. Before we actually jumped on air, he said that he feels like this is intermission.
Yeah, I think it's an intermission. You know what I'm saying? I think the height of everything kind of just got up in some of the allegations and speculations on both sides of different things just been saying, you know what I'm saying? And then, you know, the outside, not related to the music at all, the incident that happened, you know, at Drake's house, I think right now is just like a, you know, intermission. And, you know, both of these guys, I still feel they still got a clip, you know what I'm saying? Drake might have a half a clip, Kendrick got a full clip. You know what I'm saying?
So I'm simply gonna say to that point, I hate being right about certain things, but I think it's safe to say that I was right. This situation did turn into quote unquote violence.
No.
For whatever reason, they shot the man's house up.
It had nothing. It was not related.
It doesn't matter.
Though.
It doesn't matter. It happened. Let's look at the timing of it. It happened after the beef. They already into it, and then they go and shoot the man's house up.
But if it's not because of that, then that's like if.
So what was the reason? Why did they shoot his house up?
That's like me and Ye already got unspoken issue, right? You know.
And somebody took the opportunity.
Look, Ye said when he see me, he gonna take my lunch money, right?
Yep.
And now me and you get into an incident, right? And everybody see me and you, incident is whatever. And then I get caught lacking, and my lunch money get took. Oh, my lunch money got took because of you? Or is it because me and him already had something going on? And he said when he, you know what I'm saying? It was already outside other stuff going on, not to throw any, you know, whatever out there because, you know, it's nothing related to me or to the rap situation. You know what I'm saying? It's other street stuff that Drake and the people around him have going on.
I'll agree to disagree. At the end of the day, it took an ugly turn. And that's not what we want for the game. We want these are kings, these are grown men. We want to see everybody prosper, everybody win. They got children. I'm gonna leave it there. And on that note, we definitely want to make sure we shout out our sponsors. So as always, y'all make sure y'all go check out that merch from Raising Cane Apparel. 10% off if you use the code OMG. And then, of course, Scents by Yaya. You need your house to smell good. You need these candles. Mother's Day is coming up. Father's Day is coming up. And whatever other holiday you can think of, scentsbyyaya.com. Mention OMG, put OMG in that code, and you'll get 10% off. And then, of course, the drip. Everybody got on something different today. I'm rocking me, but I see the Pain and the Profit. I see the Trap Bread. So shout out to all the designers. You got that the Stomp the Streets fashion show happening, I think, next weekend on the 18th. So y'all definitely tap in. Shout out to Miss Flo and her entire team over there at Picture Me Rolling. But back to it. Listen, I'm gonna go off on a quick tangent before we get too far into it, man. I'm gonna go home, and this is my question because I I think we all know. Cash, you don't have any children, but you're around children. You're a very, very smart, knowledgeable guy.
Mm-hmm.
So I know last pod we were talking about the school systems and was it a flex for, I think what was his name, Boss Man D-Lo to go and perform at the school or whatever. So it's really nothing related to an artist coming to a school, but specifically, like, I feel like the education system in North Carolina is definitely lacking. So just from my experience, I'm gonna go back a couple years ago when I was in New Hampshire. I actually studied this, and North Carolina was 40th in education in the United States. It's only 50 states. So that's
52.
pretty low. 50, okay, 52. And then the area I was in was actually fourth. So the way that I saw teachers teach, the level of care that I saw the teachers put into my daughter's education while we were in New Hampshire was much, much different than it is here now. I'm not going to say the particular school, but there was an incident that recently happened that has me questioning, like, I think we just hiring anybody.
Oh,
Absolutely,
yes,
we
definitely.
hiring anybody to teach our kids, and this is atrocious to me. So specifically, listen, my daughter is at school, and it's EOG time here. And first of all, that's the most important thing for the North Carolina school system is I need to make sure that these kids can pass these tests so that we can continue to get this funding. I don't really care if your kid know the curriculum or not. I just need to make sure they can get enough answers on this test right so that I can continue to get this bag. To me, that's retarded. So anyway, they studying for EOGs. My daughter's teacher doesn't have control of his classroom. And I had to take my daughter to the hospital under the concussion protocol because she got hit in the head with a potato. I did not stutter. A potato. Number one, why do you have a raw potato at school? Number two, the teacher is in the classroom. Why do you not have control of your classroom? You see the kids horse playing, and all you say is don't throw things. And I'm gonna keep it all the way real with you. When I got the call and I got to the school, they were smart enough to have the resource officer at the front desk. Because Trail know his attitude, and it might not have been the most positive thing. So that's like, and I guess I can't really ask y'all a question. I just wanted to vent that we got to do better. We really need to screen these teachers. There are teachers in the world that care. And I think one of the downfalls, especially in our area, is we don't want to compensate these teachers. But let's say if we know a couple years back, there was a governor that had a wife that magically got a job at NC State and was making $180,000 a year to basically push papers. And we know how that went down. Y'all can go and research. This is true stuff. But when I was in New Hampshire, again, man, a math teacher made $83,000. What's the salary for a teacher here? Like 35 grand, 40 grand? I was making more than that as a housekeeper at Duke. So how can I? Yeah, I don't want to take up the entire pack. Respond to it.
This comes to the educators that they actually have in school, right? Ever since we've had like COVID come, and a lot of schools, they were requiring educators to actually get like the COVID vaccination, and a lot of people were against that. And that already were, short on teachers. We already were having different issues where, teachers already did like, strikes and whatnot, and we're talking about issues and wanting more money. But now you have COVID come, and now you're required to get this vaccine, and you have a huge percentage of them that's not going to do it. So now they just start letting anybody come and hire anybody in to work in these jobs, and these people aren't necessarily the people that have the best interests, and whatever for the best interest of your child in mind, because they're actually just there for a check. You know what I'm saying? And is more and more a lot of young kids they aren't being properly educated because they can't read. You know what I'm saying? You're coming across kids that are ranging between the ages of like 7 to like 14 that can't read. You know what I'm saying? Because the school's just passing them along. You know what I'm saying? And that's like, an issue because the main fundamental things that you need in life is to be able to read.
You gotta read
and
count. Facts. Facts. You don't need all of this science. Science is great.
If they're not learning that, then
those are the two basic fundamental life skills you always gonna deal with. You're gonna have numbers and letters for the rest of your life. So absolutely. And this is not a knock at, every teacher, every school in North Carolina. Is just the particular one that my daughter happens to go to right now.
Dang, see, the page don't reset now.
Oh, that's gonna happen, bro. You left your phone. Oh,
nah, I let it close. It was crazy while you were saying what you were saying. I opened it up, and it was actually a teacher that was talking about the literacy.
Come on, man. You already know they listening. You know they listening right now while we doing the podcast. That phone can hear everything. This phone can hear. Man, it's taking pictures of us right like. Yeah, we're not even going into those. And this is Ye's. This is his lane right here. He knows about the technology and that algorithm, all of that, bro.
Keywords.
Feel it still in my spirit, I've been on my own. Still just living my legend till my day's gone. Still been feeling grateful just for making it home. Giving me grace, feelings of God, let's give him some love. Giving me space, hold the applause, just give me a hug. If I said that I would catch you, would you fall for me? If you ain't heard from me lately, would you call for me? I'm in this ride like wow, I really came from nothing. I remember days, it was pain and suffering. Making it to brighter days was my main discussion. Now I'm making music daily.
So again, this is not to discredit any particular teacher. There are definitely great teachers out there. There are great schools out there. I don't know. No, I'm not even going to say this was just a one-off incident because my daughter has complained about several different instances, several different scenarios at the schools. So I definitely agree with you, Cash, on the aspect of we might just be letting whoever we can get to come and sit in these seats to make sure that our kids can pass this test at the end of the year. Again, I'm not with it.
Can we speak to the other element? Here's the other element. Like whenever I went to school, kids is mean. So whenever I
do not disagree with you there.
Whenever I went to school, I had to deal with, kids being mean to me and picking on me and stuff like that. So like, let's fast forward to the time now, these is adults. You have to look me in my face and realize you were stupid as a child. But where did you get that from? Did you have stupid parents that taught you stupid stuff and let you do stupid stuff at the house? Or was you secretly being mean at school? You know what I'm saying? So like when you let that slip past you, the attitude that your child may carry and go, like you said, you're the first teacher.
Facts.
So
Facts.
like
I was gonna bring that up.
Let that slip past you, if your child is secretly mean or whatever, then like you let something slip. So now that let it slip. Now they get to school and the teacher who is obviously either undertrained or overwhelmed, and really like a lot of public officials are getting undertrained because the government is just pushing them out there. And this ain't against the government, but the government is pushing them out there because they need bodies. You see what I'm saying? And I think that's really what's speaking of what's happening and speaking of what Cash said about COVID. Like, you know what I'm saying? People was taking the jab left and right to keep their job, but other people said, nah, I ain't gonna take that. So now you got undertrained, overwhelmed individuals. And in school, that's definitely going to be a bad thing.
I definitely appreciate your feedback on that. So, y'all guys gave me a different perspective into it. I might have just been pissed off. I ain't even going to tell you. I was absolutely pissed off.
I've been pissed off.
But, yeah, I don't want to... Shout out to the good schools. Shout out to the good teachers. Shout out to the Tuma family who opened up the public charter school, Saba, School of the Arts for Boys Academy, if I said that correctly. So again, there are good teachers out here. There are good systems out here that actually care about what they're pouring into our kids, because at the end of the day, these are our future leaders. Your kid is going to be the next doctor, the next teacher, the next president, the next plumber, the next whatever. So we got to make sure that they getting actually what they need. And like Cash said, not Cash, yeah, excuse me. Let's make sure that they getting it at home, and then they just not going to the school and acting like an asshole at the end of the day, because that does happen.
Yeah. Man, we're gonna talk about nobody parenting. You know what I'm saying? Because
I can only talk about mine.
you know, I see a lot of things, but anytime a person like, you know, I feel like when I speak on certain things, people always be like, "You don't got no kids." Like, so I'm not gonna speak on nobody's parenting. You know.
All right, we digress. Where we going now? What's in rotation? I can tell you what I'm listening to. It's a group called. Hold on, I got to actually look this up so I can make sure I don't say this wrong. Wayne Moore, which I actually had to do my research before I got here. Did you know that is Wanye Morris's 4 sons?
Yeah,
bro.
Yeah.
So all I'm gonna say is, the first time I heard this record on the radio, I was like, are we just in the old school groove right now? Because this really made me feel like I jumped in a time machine and went back to like 93, 94 or something.
No.
But then I'm really listening, and this is that vibe. Like, y'all know I'm an R&B guy. I was an R&B guy anyway. So this is really that vibe, and we need more of this on the radio. Less drug dealer music, less shoot 'em up, bang, bang. Let's make love. That's
some authentic
some
R&B.
authentic R&B, just some feel good. Yeah, I'm digging it. So this one more, if I'm saying it right, I think it's Alone With You. That's the name of the record. And then it's another chick that sampled Fantasia's first song. I think her name is Anaya. The When I See You
that.
joint. Have you heard that joint?
Yeah, she killed that.
She killed it. And I think she's like from, well, my wife told me the first time she heard of her, it was on Instagram. So that's what's in rotation for me. I'm heavy on the R&B. What y'all listening to?
Yeah, I'm always listening to a little bit of everything. I actually seen that Ghostface Killer actually just dropped today, which is actually a dope, dope hip hop album. A lot of features on it. Also Conway dropped.
Griselda team. Shout out Griselda.
I know Gunna dropped. I haven't listened to it yet, but I'm gonna,
We see him with the bars right there. Okay.
But that's what's on my list for today. Really, you know what I'm saying. I'll probably check out Gunna later on and just really, listen to that. Like, I don't necessarily, have any like particular song like like this. You know what I'm saying? That's I'm hitting every day right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm still not to go into it. I'm still dissecting some of those other tracks. So that's kind of my rotation.
I mean,
you know what I'm saying?
For me, man, I'm gonna have to ask y'all, what are y'all doing? Y'all get notifications for this music or something like that? Because, be honest with you, like last thing I listened to was Imagine Dragons.
Shout out Imagine Dragons, yo. They go hard. Imagine Dragons really, and see, y'all probably looking at us like these is 3 Negroes talking about popping, but Imagine Dragons hits that y'all probably didn't even know that's who it was. Yeah.
In movies though, like these guys got hits in movies.
Yeah.
So, like, that's what made me start listening to them.
See, Cash has no clue of what we talking about.
Bro, go listen to them. You'll love them. I promise you. You listen to everything.
Oh,
so.
yeah, I definitely listen to everything.
Yeah.
But for me, I actually started back in like 2017. Me and one of my exes, we always knew that like your new music releases was always like Thursday night, Friday, but like midnight was always new music releases. Okay. So like we always was like used to just listen to like like the music. And just because I was just naturally like love music, it's something I still do. You know what I'm saying? All genres. Like anything new come out, I'm checking. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But just because I, the way a lot of the rap music be now, sometimes that can be like, you know what I'm saying, heavy. Like, you know what I'm saying, on the soul could be depressing.
Facts.
You
I
know what I'm
agree.
saying?
I
So it's
agree.
like, you know, sometimes listening to, you know, country music or pop music or did we? I don't know if I listened to them last time on camera, but if I did, I'm gonna say it again. The Shabuski, how you say his name?
Shabuzi.
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 Yeah, everybody in the
Yeah.
bar get tipsy.
Yeah.
Fire. Fire.
He remade the hell out of it.
I'm finna say, ain't that a Jaquan record? That was
Jaquan.
He
so
remade the hell out
deaf.
of it.
So I actually
Yeah.
seen that Jaquan actually tweeted about it and was like basically like, you know what I'm saying, he looked at it as like a collaboration process because he basically like, you know, worked with him to remake the song.
Okay, wow.
You know,
That's tough.
yeah, definitely. And his album actually is coming out next week as well. So you got Rhapsody.
Can't wait.
And
Can't wait.
you have
Shabuzi.
both dropping next week.
Let me ask this question, and it's really just to stir the pot. What caused the industry shift from music releases to go from Tuesday to Friday? I can give you my opinion on what did it.
Well, see, you would have to tell me when did this shit happen because
It was a couple years ago. So from my perspective, there was a situation between Beyonce and her label about the music that she was going to release. The label was not on board with this album. So she said, I do it my damn self. And she put out, I can't remember what project it was. This was early. Sasha Fierce. Then she had one that was called 4 or something years back.
We'll see what.
But she broke the internet that night.
What
by
Beyonce
dropping that project on a
the
Friday.
Overnight project.
Well,
The
Beyonce,
surprise project.
It was the surprise project.
Beyonce
Yeah.
is like J. Cole. J. Cole and Beyonce like have been doing this for 10 years plus. They randomly drop with no promotion. They're like two of the top artists that do that. You know, I think on this Coach Carter project, I think she did have a little bit of promotion on that because he was trying to cross over.
I mean, she had the whole Super Bowl commercial in.
You know,
Yeah, you
so
paid
that
$7
was-
million for the Super Bowl commercial.
that was promoted because they were trying to be like a crossover. But outside of that, Beyonce nor J. Cole, you know,
But again,
promote their drops. You know, so they like a regular drop on Friday. I don't think you should necessarily ever really expect them to do it unless it's like a single.
But now albums are released on Fridays now. And again, as far as I know, when CDs came out, they were always released on Tuesdays. New Music Tuesdays. And then somewhere along the line, which again I feel like was that Overnight Beyonce project, everybody just started releasing music on Fridays.
Mm-hmm.
Friday at 12:01
Don't
midnight.
get me wrong. There's music releases on other days throughout.
No,
the
absolutely,
week, you know what I'm saying?
absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely. We know that, but industry wise, like I can upload my joint to United Masters right now, and
I ain't
it's
talking
gonna
about
drop
Lil
on whatever
Ty-
day
I
I.
ain't talking about Lil Tyrone. It's industry
Yeah, Lil
releases.
Tyrone and Lil Hot
Like,
Dog Water, we dropping right
just-
now on a
like-
Wednesday.
Just like a couple of weeks ago, whenever the Chris Brown, the 1111 Deluxe album came out, it came out on a Thursday. He didn't drop on Friday.
I hadn't
because
listened to that
everybody
one
else-
yet, so-
Everybody else was
Chris
dropping
Brown
on
got an
Friday.
album out?
He had the 1111. This came out like November of last year, and then he did the 1111 Deluxe. That's the album he came back and he just had the Freak song with Jordan Lucas and Lil Wayne that
Now,
he did Quavo on.
This goes back to what I said a couple episodes ago about Doja Cat basically re-releasing the same album 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, you did say that.
So sometimes I think, it's a marketing strategy. Like if we're not getting the numbers that we want, and I don't necessarily have to. Let me first of all, let me say this about Chris Brown. Who drops 40 or 50 songs on an album? I don't think it was that many. But Chris Brown has dropped at least 30 songs on multiple projects. That's 2 or 3 albums. That is 2 or 3 albums you putting out at once.
Tupac.
So, okay. Tupac did do it. If we go back to the 90s, Tupac did do
stuff
it.
right there. So he's doing some Tupac stuff.
35.
35 songs on that album.
1111 Deluxe has 35
35 songs on one project. Kane got something offline. What you got, Kane? Mac DeMarco. Whoa. So if y'all can't hear what he just said, Mac DeMarco released a project with over 100 songs. Yeah, that would be the trump. That's gonna be hard to top. That's gonna be hard to top. Nothing but what?
He just released the drive.
He said nothing but foul names. Yeah, he just put out his entire like I'm just gonna
drive.
sit in the studio. And that goes back to the old school. Like I remember watching the Straight Outta Compton movie, and they was like they slept, or was it Ice Cube? Ice Cube slept in the studio for like 2 weeks until he finished that project.
Yeah.
Mac DeMarco. Yes, this is He absolutely he just stayed in the studio and just recorded. It's like it's dates. Like 01/01/2020, 01/7/2020. Yeah, this is like the days he recorded the songs, no titles. It's a couple of them that's got titles. But this is absolutely.
Yeah,
God almighty, 100. No. Hold on. I'm not even at the bottom yet. Bro, this joint is 199 songs. This was released April 21st of 2023. This project is 8 hours and 43 minutes long. You see this?
Think he got some classics on there?
It's gonna take you all day to listen to it. And our attention span is only 35 seconds now. So
I was gonna say
Wayne G. If y'all want to look this album up.
Not necessarily speaking to
I'm good.
to that, right?
Yeah,
you know that's a work shift.
This is absolutely a work shift.
You know, I need 30 hours to listen to that. Yeah, type shit.
Yeah, that take no. So Chris Brown, you ain't doing nothing. Go get with Mac DeMarco. My goodness.
I was gonna speak to the Chris Brown because I was looking at it. Originally, the project came out with 22 songs. He came back to deluxe and added 13, right?
Okay.
The project is a little shy of an hour and 50 minutes, so a little shy of 2 hours, right? But if you take the way the time length of songs are now, right, compared to what they used to be.
Oh, absolutely.
Songs used to be 4 or 5 minutes long, and now they're only 1 minute and a half, 2 minutes to 2. You know what I'm saying? So when you look at that and add up the time frame, this 35 songs really cut down to only being a 20-song project. You know what I'm saying? In a sense.
Can't disagree with that.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like as a person that's like Chris Brown, that's an entertainer. Like, you know, I look at Chris Brown, Usher, Beyonce, like, you know, Rihanna, like they're kind of different than, you know what I'm saying? And all of them are singers, which is like, I think they captivate a crowd different, right? So it's like a person like him is going to give his fan base that, because then whenever they come, he has 35 different songs. And you might want to hear number 35. I ain't gonna perform that shit until like 3 hours to the show. So you're gonna wait for number 35. Because, you know what I'm saying?
No, I get you. I get you. Entertainment value. I'm not mad at it.
Again, how many classics are you gonna get out of that? So like with a person that's like Chris Brown, of course he probably writes a majority of his songs, but I'm pretty sure he got collaborators, you know what I'm saying, and different producers and different flavors that's going to make sure he's putting together a hit. But with somebody like Mac DeMarco, and you got 100 songs.
200.
200, okay. And you put that project out, was there quality control in there? See, I think that's really like the biggest thing we want to look at in music. Is there a quality control element for these artists before they release music? The shoe could be nice. I don't care how nice you is. If you got a whole bag of garbage, when you pour it on the floor, it's still gonna be garbage when everybody see it. You know what I'm saying? And hear it and consume it.
I don't disagree with that. And to that, I would add, is there quality control? So let me answer the question directly. Most likely not. And the reason being is because the labels are not as willing to make that initial investment. Like, they're not going out seeking to find that big talent. They're not going out to find an Usher, or I don't just want to start throwing names, but they're not. No, they want to see what is your strategy and have you put in the work yet. I want a ready-made project. I want somebody you're already invested. You've already released 2 or 3 projects, and if you ain't released them, then you got 199 songs on a hard drive, and you've already established a fan base of 100,000, you know what I'm saying, on your YouTube and on your Instagram. Right. I want something that I could just come and say, okay, you're in North Carolina, but let me put your music in China, and then I can get an ROI for that.
So basically, the artists are now independent contractors.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's why I don't think we're seeing big, we're not seeing those Prince-type contracts to where we're going to lock you in for the next 20 years. Right. I'm going to give you a 4-song EP deal like 4 Bats, even though his project was 12 records.
Yeah, hey, Frank Ocean just finessed the labels, and that's why you're not going to never see no contracts like that ever again, because Frank Ocean he's the one that signed and sealed and delivered that if you don't watch us as artists, we will finesse you and get money from these streaming services behind your back. You know what I'm saying? So Frank Ocean, yeah, I don't know if y'all heard it. Go
into detail about it. Give it to us. Give it to us.
Frank Ocean basically, he had you know how he made waves with a few first songs he put out, right? Mm-hmm. He made some waves. It was like, oh, okay, well, we're going to put this music back out for you. They thought they was finessing him. So they brought him in. It's like, all right, we want this album. He took forever to put this album together, right? So what he did was the album that he put together for them, that they paid him to put together, he made like a visual album. And it was like steps. You know what I'm saying? He's going up steps. And then he only did like, I might be wrong, but like 4 or 5 songs. But the rest of it was a visual album. So it was art, right? Yeah. He did that. Okay, so that's what they paid him for. But the whole time he was doing that, he was doing his real album. They said he got, I think, don't quote me, I think the deal was like $400 million or something like that with Apple to stream the next project. You know what I'm saying? After that project, it was supposed to be that project, but he went around they back and backdoored them and gave them that album, and then Apple got that last album. That was the masterpiece. And he got paid for his album after this company. I don't know what the company is that he was on. It was one of the majors. After he backdoored them and they didn't really get nothing. Like, it was like, they might have got 12 songs out of Frank Ocean. And I might be wrong, but they didn't get much out of him. But he got paid, and now they can't do anything.
Nah, he was smart then.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's my opinion. At the end of the day, it's my art. I should be the one that capitalizes off of it the most. Right. So, yeah. If he had a better hustle than the hustler, then I say kudos to him. That's my take.
I don't think any music genre is going to die. I think the record labels are dying.
I do not disagree with that.
I think that's
when you
dying.
Have these services like United Masters, CD Baby, DistroKid.
Yeah.
I don't know who I'm forgetting, but yeah, we don't need a label. I don't need a label. How many Tobys? Toby Naguai. I just messed his name all up. Igwe, yes, thank you. How many Russes? Independents? How many? Nah, I don't need you. I need my fan base. I need my core fan base. I need to create an energy and create a product that they can tap into, and make them like me authentically for who I am, and I'll always be relevant.
And social media.
And the turn of social media. So it all plays into how the world has evolved, man. But that's good. I'm really trying to figure out what Cash got going on over here because he's quiet. Cash is never this quiet, so he's researching something.
Oh no, I was looking at the Frank Ocean thing that he mentioned
so
about.
Yeah, my numbers might be wrong, but
whenever you talk about like I know that you can look up like these deals that these artists have and whatnot, and basically this is what he was talking about actually happened in 2020 with Frank Ocean. He actually finessed Def Jam and Apple Music out of $20 million.
Yeah, so my number was wrong. I said 400.
It don't matter. I ain't touched 20 mil yet, so
20 mil is still a lot of money.
20 mil is still 20 million.
Yeah.
So I was just looking that up. I did have some, little stuff written down or just, questions. You know what I'm saying? I was just letting y'all.
Let's do something. We always got to bring them some value. Let's do something we've never done before.
Yeah.
Let's play something on air. Because you played something before we actually went live. That was actually pretty jamming.
It was.
And we gonna kick it back to the hometown. So first of all, let me get this out of the way because we had actually talked about this. Y'all got hot with us in December. Y'all got hot with us in December.
Yeah.
Because y'all felt like we rated y'all.
Yeah.
So now we actually want to rate y'all. So it's we want to do a mid-grade report card. Ooh. Problem is, we ain't seen too many of y'all working. So we gonna talk about the one person that we have actively seen. He ain't slowed down not one bit. Mm-hmm. He gonna continue to keep the steam rolling. I think he was definitely upset for probably where he felt he was placed on that list, and that's Cassius. Cassius just dropped a banger. I'm not even, the top hip hop guy, but what I heard, it was a bop.
Yeah.
So we gonna do something.
Definitely.
We gonna do something we've never done. So for all of the rest of y'all, where y'all at? If you made that list last year, where you at? We've seen a couple people, but we need to see y'all put in more work. We've seen some people that were on the lower half of that poll. We've seen the people that are on the top half. So shout out to everybody who was mentioned on that list last year. But is anybody going as hard as Cash is right now? What you got, Cash?
To be considered an artist, right? I think I always hear these titles thrown around a lot. Artist, rapper. You know what I'm saying? A person that I feel like has the talent. You know what I'm saying? You can be a singer, you can be a rapper, right? But a person that's actually active and putting in the work is what makes you an artist, right?
Facts.
And you can't consider yourself an artist if you're doing this shit part time. You know what I'm saying? And I think in one of the other pods, I actually spoke to people being lazy and sometimes having to go work a regular job and be able to really put that grind in. But if you're not showing up to something that people in the industry, everybody and their grandma on TikTok showing up to every day, and you feel like you could show up 6 months, whenever you want to, every other year, that's not gonna cut it. You know what I'm saying? And a person like me, in my opinion, might not mean anything to you, but I'm not gonna continue considering people that move like that as artists because you're in the way of people that are actually talented. You know what I'm saying? That's it.
I cannot disagree with that. And just as you load that up, I'm gonna just add this to it. Man, y'all, if you a true fan of hip hop, you've seen the movie 8 Mile. What did B Rabbit do after he won the battle? He took his ass to work.
Yep.
But just like you said, he had to show up. He had to make sure he was there for the battle. Mm-hmm. Because I got to put myself in the room. I got to make sure I'm present in these situations. And at the end of the day, I understand it's a business, so I got to support that as well. So I got to pay for my studio time. So he went to work.
A real life scenario that
Let's go.
From a couple years ago that I heard that was like just inspiring to me, right? And that's Bryson Tiller. Bryson Tiller was working at a restaurant. You know what I'm saying? And whenever he came up, for him to come up with like he needed to promote and get the song out, everybody on his job actually, like donated him like $100 so he could actually invest into everything he needed to go ahead and get like the music stuff going. But at the same time, he was going and working a job. And the people around him seen his dedication for the things that he wanted to accomplish. So they were willing to invest into him. You know what I'm saying? People feel like now, like, hey man, and shoot, man, my homeboy, they ain't even watching my videos. They ain't even doing this. But you're not doing enough to show a person that you're authentic. You really about this. You know what I'm saying? You want people to invest their time, their money, you know what I'm saying? They likes, they shares, those worth something to somebody. You want them to invest them into them, you gotta, show up, man, put that work in.
With this, what we doing, like, what you saying, like, who we see working, it don't have nothing to do with you just tapping in with us. Like, no, if you tap in outside with other people and you show up on the feed, we recognize that. But if you just not tapping into nobody and you think you're going to find a cheat code and you're going to find, I'm going to tap into this one group and that's going to be it, that's not the cheat code. Like, we was never checking for who was tapping in just with us. We was checking for who was tapping in. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's really just that simple. Like, if you doing the work, you know what I'm saying, the work is going to be seen. But there's a lot of people out here doing secret work. Because if you're doing secret work and then, like, this group of people see you, you're doing that for your friends. That's not doing it for the industry. So you're definitely not going to get seen if you're just doing it for a crowd of people. You know what I'm saying?
That's a valid point.
You're not being an artist if you're not doing it for
the quietness I see outside amongst y'all artists, whenever the list drop this year, keep the same energy.
Make a quiet.
Everybody.
Mic drop.
My fellow Sanford patrons, you know what I'm saying? Hip hop community lovers, you know what I'm saying? Facebook family. Whenever this list drop and you see your favorite artist on this list, pay attention that these niggas is not doing shit. And I said pay attention, and I said that like that on purpose because y'all are gonna be the ones to turn up. But realize these niggas not doing shit.
Can I what's the one person who had the most to say about the list?
I'm not pointing out
quiet.
I'm not pointing out no
Great.
particular person.
Right. So but let me get the highlight pin. I ain't gonna point out no particular person. But let me get the highlight pin.
I know this what we do.
We had one person that went hard body on our list and riled everybody up. What are they doing?
They making
for the other artists that they didn't feel like we was doing for the other artists or reaching out. We've been reaching out to these artists for years and watching them
since 2021.
You need people to curate your art for it to be seen. So like when you talk about like tastemakers and gatekeepers, they're curators. You know what I'm saying? They are the one true authentic fan that you'll ever get for your music. You'll never get a more authentic or genuine fan than a tastemaker or curator because they're going to put it out there for the public consumption. So when people are, they want to go hard body against us for making a list, like, what did you do for your peoples to get them on the list? Y'all got a short list of people. That's how I got to say to that.
Very, very short list. Very short. Is you gonna play the track, man?
Oh yeah, I was waiting.
We said we was stalling, giving you time to pull it up.
No.
Well, let's go. So listen, for the first time ever, we're gonna play some music live. I don't know if we're gonna play the whole track, but this is a bop.
This is a new track from Cassius. Just came out. By the time y'all see this, it probably be out. You know what I'm saying? In a couple of days. Y'all definitely check it out. You know what I'm saying? Give feedback. It's called Not One.
Finna say you should be here. We got technical difficulties with the speaker right now. Nah. There you go. This is really a vibe. Y'all tap in.
Who is that thing that finna stop something? We gon' keep it going till the cops come. 3-2, nigga, I am not one. Ooh, touch your check. Yeah, beat a nigga ass up for fucking flex. Ooh, wipe me down. Messy. Yeah, if you don't need no dope, then don't fucking text. I got a shovel. Fuck with me, you in trouble. Money, I made that double. Hoes wanna cuddle. I hate the bird show bubble. Chains on, I'm not subtle. Try to take that shit and you get muddled. These fuck niggas be little, but they think they big until you done them. Times changing, shit can get dangerous. The two-faced it, I just can't take it. Money making, y'all just keep hanging. The day I ain't lit, y'all just keep waiting. Lose. I don't want the bitch, she lose. I just want brain, I just want clues. After that, I'm about to be like poof. Said I was lacking, I just want proof. I'm a gorillas, I'm just like zoo. But I'm not living it just like fruit. Bitch, yeah. I'm balling on niggas like swoosh. I'm balling on niggas like hoops. I've been in the cold like moose. Now I'm at the top.
Jordan's
like
cold.
I'm at the top like hoops. I'm not on the ground.
I'm at the top like hoops.
Nigga, I am not one. Oh, touch your check. Yeah, beat a nigga ass up a fucking flex.
Hey, look.
Oh, wipe me down.
Hey, I know we did the review of the last project that Cassie had come out. What that was
Sorry for the wait. Sorry for the wait too.
so for the wait too, right?
Yeah.
And I wasn't a big fan of it.
I don't think everybody likes everything a person put out. And just like we talking about the Mac DeMarco dude, you put out 200 songs. Nah, they not all gonna be bangers, but you continue to swing. Jordan missed more times than he hit, but he continued to shoot, and I think that's the whole point of it. And just again going back to my sentiments on Cassius, man, he is versatility, the different styles. Look, the dude is a musical talent, and nobody's gonna hear your talent. Nobody's gonna be able to tap in with it if you don't provide that consistency. I saw a clip from Toby Nigwe that where he said you can be good and that not amount to a hill of beans if you can't consistently show up.
Nah,
talent is not the deal breaker nowadays. It's 20% talent, 80% hustle. So you gotta tap in, you gotta reach out, you gotta network, and you gotta stay consistent. So again, shout out to Cassius, man. Dope
definitely,
record.
Definitely. You know, like I said, I already knew that, but definitely drop again. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what Cassius does. Cassius definitely drops.
Yep.
And yeah, this is definitely this fire. You know what I'm saying? This right here is
playing that at a club.
This is going on.
We seen you over there dancing when the joint was playing. Like, it's that type of energy. It makes you want to move.
This is something that's heating up the streets. You feel me?
Yeah.
Make sure y'all go tap in with the Heating Up the Streets playlist right now.
Yeah.
Dominant Cash presents Sandtrap versus everybody heating up the streets. Make sure you tap in with that on Apple Music, Spotify, wherever you listen to your music, whatever playlist, whatever playlist you streaming. Make sure you streaming Heating Up the Streets.
Yeah.
Had to give you that quick plug. Yes,
definitely. You know, any other music y'all wanna do?
Nah, they gotta wait. They gotta come back.
Okay.
Cause this the wave we on, and hopefully, this piss some more people off. And then the Facebook warriors and the keyboard gangsters come back out. Twitter fingers, that's the term. Twitter fingers. Because we know that's where we're going to see it at.
It ain't even that. It's like at some point, right? At some point, you got to look at the individual backgrounds that we all have separate from each other, right?
Right.
Then the longevity that we have of the time frame of putting, if we're doing what we're doing, putting it together, right? Some of the outside credentials to where, you know, my guy right here has official writing credits for, you know what I'm saying, Top Dog ENT. Like, different shit, like,
don't even, no, but you right.
My bad.
No, you good. It's public. It's public.
Official writing records, you know what I'm saying? Like, I actually have legit connections into, like, you know, the industry and shit like that. Like, some of those validations and us actually using our knowledge, our resources, our education to put on and promote the city and give artists that probably would have never been looked at as an artist at all a platform where now they can be considered and looked at as an artist in the light. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's like y'all gotta turn around and actually give us our homage and our respect and big up our platform to help us have a farther reach to actually help some of these guys make it out of here.
Right.
This is another
You know what
mic
I'm
drop.
saying? That's you know, it always can't be no negative tear down type thing. You know what I'm saying? Because we're not against no artists.
None.
We're not against no artists. You know what I'm saying? We don't agree with everything that these guys may say or do, but we see the biggerment of the city. You know what I'm saying? And we support everybody across the board. There's nobody that can legitly be like they haven't had our support. You know what I'm saying? And if they've came across our wave, because we don't know everybody, and as new artists pop up every day. If y'all know a new artist, tell them tap in with us. You know what I'm saying? Come get one of these interviews. You know what I'm saying? We here.
To
You know?
speak more to like what he said, like to kind of extend it and expand it out a little bit. Look, if you got a camera sitting on your dresser, and this is to all the creatives, you got a camera sitting on your dresser and it's getting dusty, pick that mug up, get to work. It's time for us to put the work in. We're putting it in. I want to see other creatives get to putting that work in. I already know the ones I see, but it's some of y'all out there and you only work with that amount of people. And if you think that small body of work of people that you're working with is going to get you or generate you to get your stuff going, you know what I'm saying? Now, I'm not even speaking of like, because I started under somebody's tutelage. That's how you got to start. But I'm talking about some of y'all been doing this for years. You know what I'm saying? And y'all don't even reach out to other people to give them your art. That's how it's going to be seen. Like, give people your art. Go out here and work with some of these artists. You might do it for free a couple times. You might do it for free a dozen of times. But I'm not finna pay you unless you done proven yourself. You know what I'm saying? Just because you can show up with a great edited video, that means the same person is going to keep on getting that great edited video and not 20. You know what I'm saying? So, like, it's really coming down to creatives stepping up and broadening the horizon for these artists. Some of these artists to come out their shells. It's the other part of that. You know what I'm saying? So we don't have to be the ones in the forefront constantly asking people to step up and support. You know what I mean?
And to that, I'm going to just add, y'all both gave very, very great perspectives, but Yay, I want to add to that point. You said if you got the camera on the shelf and it's getting dusties.
Mm-hmm.
Yay is the master of filming with these things. And ain't nobody letting this joint right here get dusty because it's always in our hand. So you have absolutely zero excuses. I will even put it and go as far as saying I sent this man out on assignment on professional commercials, and he showed up with this thing. And the client was like, you sent me a guy really with his cell phone and a GoPro? And I said, don't sleep, watch him work. And when we sent that project back, they mind was blown. So it's not the point of what the equipment is. It's exactly what they said. Be consistent, show up, put yourself out there. You don't know what the universe is going to give you in return. So if y'all really want to do it, you just the same way we want to go hang out on the block and smoke and drink and go lay up under whatever chick or whatever it is that we really want to do, we always find the time to do it. So if you really want to be a creative, if you really want to make music, you really want to make videos, you really want to put out art, you have no excuse. No excuse in the world but to do exactly that. That's my lasting comment. What y'all got?
Listen, anything that you need, like he just said, come on this. You might have an Android. They got BandLab instead of GarageBand.
Too many apps.
You know what I'm saying? Like the phones shoot 4K now.
Big facts.
You know what I'm saying?
You get that Samsung, it's 108 megapixel.
Yeah.
Crazy.
They shooting 4K to 8K. They shooting high range. What you want to do is learn the knowledge. Expand your knowledge based on what you're doing. Like, I'm still learning. It's always room for improvement because settings ain't where you're going to get the sauce. Like, I learned the settings and then you learn the different things. That's not where you're going to get the sauce. The sauce is going to be working with different people, listening to their input, and then being able to turn it around and add it, put the spin on it. You know what I'm saying? So if you ain't working with, and you ain't got to work with us, but if you ain't trying to reach out and network with other people, that like-minded individuals, you're going to put yourself in a box.
Big facts.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And the only thing I think about a box is you put it 6 feet and you throw dirt on it. That's all. That's all.
Mic drop. Mic drop. Cash, what you got?
I don't know. I think I said everything I had to, necessarily
Then
say.
there ain't no more to be said.
You know what I'm saying?
That's it. Y'all tap in next time.
Oh, OnSight.